Canadians been running the rap game? Half Jewish? That's why they mad. That's why they mad.
It's a fact that a Canadian who has been dominating the rap scene for half a century is half Jewish, which is why they're mad. I simply have to be a good rapper, but many others have been saying, wait, what, you're Canadian, you're Jewish, and you're half like it's just like mind-blowing things to them. But as I mentioned earlier, I don't think that you know it. On my mixtape cover, it simply said, the new Canadian half-black Jewish, like I, not like an advertisement, so people had to go sort of find out about me. It appears that Drake hasn't learned his lesson after being exposed and humiliated in front of the entire world. Believe it or not. Drake is stirring the pot once more, saying that the reason Black Americans are sour is because a Jewish Canadian is in charge of the hip-hop industry. The audacity of you all fans have unearthed numerous receipts showing Drake's outrageous disrespect for Black American culture. He has been accused of making fun of Black trauma, demeaning Black women, and even hanging out with known racists. Now Drake is accusing Black people of hating him because he is biracial, Jewish, and Canadian. However, fans have quickly responded, pointing out that Drake's real beef with Black America is that he is embracing the colonizer label and exploiting the culture for financial gain. Let's break down Drake's real beef with Black America. His mother is Jewish, and we have great Jewish diversity in our country. Drake's place in Black American hip-hop has always been contentious, but his current feud with Kendrick Lamar has escalated the controversy to a whole new level. As you are all aware, Kendrick has made some very daring remarks in his diss tracks, calling Drake a colonizer and disputing his right to use the N-word. Fans have been debating this accusation a great deal, and many of them feel that Kendrick's criticism really hits home because it exposes a pattern in which Drake seems to embrace parts of Black culture selectively in order to further his image or career. However, it's important to remember that Kendrick isn't the first to criticize Drake for what appears to be disrespecting Black American culture while profiting from it. For years, there have been rumors and outright accusations that Drake has been hanging out with Black rap artists, copying everything from their flow and sound to their accent for personal gain before moving on to his next project. Big names like Earl Sweatshirt, Rick Ross, and Pusha T have all weighed in on this, with accusations that Drake is a culture vulture going back at least 10 years. If that weren't enough, Drake has also been caught red-handed stealing flows from other artists, most infamously the late XXXTentacion, which resulted in their highly publicized beef and some wild allegations about Drake's alleged connections to XMR. X accused Drake of copying his flow from Look at Me and using it on the track count from Drake's 2017 mixtape More Life. Back in February 2017, X told XXL magazine that he would have really appreciated it if Drake had given him some credit. At the time, X was behind bars on 6 felony charges, thinking that X could have been a real game changer for him. X said, but he dropped that preview, and it sounded a bit like Look at Me, and he could be a huge help in the situation to get me out of jail, because I'm facing life. Things quickly escalated after X was released from jail and started publicly calling out Drake and his OVO crew. He made I made for so you in jail, he's supposed to contact your manager. And then what happened? He dropped a video preview in Amsterdam with some from the UK. You know what I'm saying. He dropped a video. I was talking to my girl at the time. I was talking to her at that time, and she was like, yo, listen to no, actually it was my dog, Chris. The funny thing is that we didn't discover the fans like you said, the fans, because they're so cult. It's like I got a piece of the internet, you feel me? The fans were saying that Drake was biting your style. So that's what the fans were saying, yeah, Flo. I was talking to my dog Chris on the phone when he was like, you got to listen to this doctor, exactly what he said. You got to listen to this, so he plays this. Hell yes, buddy, you could use his verse in a mashup where they placed it on my song, and the cadence is literally at the same tempo. It's not at all out of the ordinary. So, where do you guys stand right now? I still think Doctor as long as he keeps a blood R. I still think Drake as long as I believe that's a move rather than a man. Like in this situation, no matter what anyone says, I always counterattack. No matter what someone says, I'm not the one who started this, and everyone knows that he ran off with my that bro. No one is going to publicly disrespect me or my craft when I'm 19 years old. What is he like, 60, 65, or something? Then he has surgery on his arms or something. And then he has plastic surgery. And you go visit, like Dr. 303 times. At first, Drake was silent about the beef and gave the impression that he was taking the high road. However, some fans now believe that Drake may have threatened X behind closed doors because in February 2018, just 4 months before he was killed, X wrote on his Instagram story, "If anyone tries to kill me, it's Drake. I'm snitching right now." Sater later claimed that his account had been hacked, but one of the defense attorneys for XXXTentacion's trial actually brought up X's Instagram story regarding Drake allegedly threatening him. He claimed that the authorities ought to have looked into Drake's involvement in the case before X died. Yes, 2M X fans also think that Drake hinted at his relationship to X Mur on several songs like I'm Upset and Madi on I'm Upset, which dropped just 1 month before X was arrested. He said this on social media. Guys, before he does, if any, do you think in that Times fan, that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him, no, do you think, sitting here today years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No, they never did that. Drake then dropped Mob Ties, where he wed Louis bags in exchange for body bags after X passed away, which many took to be a direct reference to what happened to X because the man who killed X took his LV bag containing cash. Drake didn't stop there on his 2023 joint album with 21 Savage Her Loss. Drake seemed to allude to the plot against X when he rapped XXXTentacion, that's the only time I'd below the net. On the tune on BS, Drake seemed to allude to his disagreement with XXXTentacion once more. Drake told us, in Roman numerals, 10 is the letter X, and Drake said it 3 times. Break that 20 meaning 210, and to a 10 meaning at 10. It is possible that he was alluding to the tension between XX and XXX. This is especially true when Drake continues to say that someone who dissed him on Instagram Live is no longer alive. Now moving on to another incident where Drake showed his true colors, let's throw it back to when he posed for photos in blackface and then came up with some lame excuse about raising awareness for how black actors are treated. The photos were shot by photographer David Les in 2007 and showed a young Drake back when he was still chasing his acting dreams and before he realized he could make more money by cosplaying a rap then Pusha to use that very photo as the cover art for his diss track The Story of Adidon, and the internet exploded, but Drake tried to calm the storm by saying that the blackface pic was meant to highlight the unfair treatment of black actors in the entertainment industry.